Hello, every pony. Scar89 here, back. The reason I haven't been making videos is because I've been working on the story that I've been writing. 15,000 words. It's still only about halfway there. So yeah, I'll put that up on FimFiction if I ever finish it. So yeah, today I'm going to be doing the next chapter or two of Sonic Boom to Sonic Rainboom. Um, so yeah, sit back, relax, and enjoy. Chapter 11, I believe. Yeah. So here we go. Chapter 11, Blue Star. The train ride back to Ponyville took about 2 hours, so we decided to sleep. Well, every pony but Pinkie and Sonic did. They weren't tired, probably because Sonic was clearly used to the transformation and Pinkie Pie was, well, Pinkie Pie. They moved to another car so their chat wouldn't keep us awake. After about 2 hours, no, 2 hours and a half. Wait, what? About 2.5 hours. This literally says about after about 2 hours and a half, I was the last to wake up. I don't know. I think that was supposed to be 2.5 hours later. I was the last to wake up or something. I don't know. I stretched my back out where out there was. I stretched my back out. There was an audible crack. Every pony turned to me when they heard me. Oh, good, you're awake! Pinkie ran to my side. Yeah, so where are we off to now? I asked. Well, apparently the other emerald is in Canterlot, Twilight informed. So we'll get both that emerald and the emerald that Princess Celestia has. Canterlot, eh? That name brings back memories, Sonic reminisced. Is there a place like it in your world? Fluttershy asked. Yes and no. It's kind of complicated, Sonic said. Okay, Fluttershy mumbled meekly. I looked to the landscape. We were approaching the mountains that surrounded Canterlot. They were light purple, almost lavender to be exact. We're on our way already, I take it. I gazed out the window. The hills turned green with checkerboard patterns in the grass. The transformation's happening and it's turning to Green Hill Zone. Funny. How original. There was oh yeah. Patterns in the grass, yeah. Vibrant palm trees shot up from the ground. The sky was a deep blue with puffy clouds. Some of the hills sloped off into loops. Ah, Green Hill Zone. Sonic was by my side. I remember the countless days of my childhood that I spent running up and down those checkerboard slopes. Looks like a nice place. I admired the lush scenery. Sonic had his eyes closed and hid mouth was in a frown. I don't get it. Anyway, Sonic had his eyes closed and had his mouth in a frown, or his mouth was in a frown. Okay, whatever. Yeah. Still down about your friends? I assumed. How could I not be? He confirmed. Tails and Knuckles are my best friends. Shadow's a friendly rival, and though Amy can be annoying, she's still a friend. Don't worry, we'll save them, Pinkie bounded over. Yeah, we just need the emeralds, that's all, Applejack said. But isn't giving something so powerful to some pony like this Eggman guy dangerous? Fluttershy asked. I don't know who's saying this, so I'm just gonna assume Twilight? Well, at first I was worried about... Oh, that's Sonic. Well, at first I was worried about it, but we have the elements on our side. 5 minutes to Canterlot, a pony announced before moving to another cabin. Sonic looked back to the window. We can't lose. His voice was confident. Wow, this place is amazing, Sonic announced while we walked through the city. The capital had grand buildings and a huge castle. Every pony was dressed in a suit or hat or something. No pony was barren of clothes but us. We got a few strange looks, but I didn't really care. We've been here on occasion. We've been here on occasion. Wait, what? There's no. I don't get it. It's saying like this is going to be a. We've been here on occasion, be it for play, to stop discord, for Shining Armor's wedding, and it was Twilight's hometown. Who's saying that? I don't know. Anyway, I agree. I agree. I simply adore Canterlot, Rarity gushed. So where's the last emerald? Applejack asked. Once again, Sonic gazed into the emerald. Well, one is in the castle, but it's also on the move. I'm sure that's one of the, so that one. Sorry. Well, one is in the castle, but it's also on the move. I assume that's the one that Celestia has, and one coming from that direction. Sonic pointed to the right. Rarity's horn lit up, and she lowered her head. Once again, we set out. The Chaos Emerald was sitting in one of the castle's beautiful gardens. Fluttershy felt right at home. In front of the penultimate emerald was a... I know what penultimate is, don't worry. In front of the penultimate emerald was a mare with a dark sapphire coat and cobalt blue mane that flowed around specks of white. On her flank was an image of the moon in the black sky. Good evening, Princess Luna, Twilight greeted. We bowed as usual. Sonic got on one knee, lowered his head, and put his arms across his chest, just as he did for Celestia.
Hello, my friends!
Luna bellowed out. Hello, my friends. She had gotten fairly used to speaking normally, but the Royal Canterlot voice slips out every now and again. I don't know who's saying that. I think that's supposed to be Twilight. Sorry, I'm not having the best reading right now. Plus, there's some noise downstairs if you couldn't hear it. Okay. Well, with all due respect, why are there two princesses? Sonic asked as he got up. Do not fret, 'tis understandable, Luna replied. You see, Luna and Celestia are sisters, Twilight explained. Celestia's in charge during the day, and Luna's handles nighttime, Applejack chimed in. Oh, I guess that makes sense, Sonic said. He walked over to the emerald on the floor and grabbed it. The gem was the same tone of blue as Sonic's fur. Yes, that reminds me. Luna reached into her saddlebag. Here is the emerald. We've held it for you. Thank you, every pony said as Luna levitated the emerald until Sonic grabbed it. Now we just wait for that creep to show up, Sonic announced. As if they had been waiting, egg pawns appeared, but these weren't ordinary egg pawns. They were giant silver and had huge hammers. Speak of the devil, Sonic shouted. That is the end of Chapter 11. I'm going to read Chapter 12 now. Chapter 12, Night of the Wind. I had to actually redo this one because the music that's in this one is really loud and you couldn't hear me, so this time I'm going to make it a lot less loud by just putting it down to 20. That ought to be working. Okay. Aren't these the things that you couldn't destroy? I panicked. Yeah, Sonic confirmed. Maybe the elements will work, Twilight suggested. We tried to use the power of the elements. Same process as before, but the rainbow we fired was a lot smaller and weaker. The robot only staggered. What happened? AJ was confused. Perhaps we overused them, Rarity suggested. We need to do something, I yelled. Twilight responded with a blast of magic. The robot just took the blast and continued marching toward us. Can't the princesses help? Sonic mentioned. Our faces turned to the castle. Surrounding it was a group of about 20 other overgrown egg pawns. Around us, every pony was in a panic. Sonic grunted as he looked around. His eyes landed on an antique store. Then he smirked. Girls, help every pony get to safety, he commented. Okay, Pinky said with her trademark enthusiasm. What will you do? I asked. Night of the Wind starts playing.
Let's just say it's time for the Knight of the Wind to make a comeback. With that, he darted into the store. Seconds later, he ran out with a sword in hand. Its blade was a shiny black, and the hilt was white with gems in it. It's no Caliburn, but it'll do, he thought out loud. He ran straight up the overgrown egg pond. With a quick move of his arm, his sword tore through the robot's thick metal. The robot collapsed and turned to scrap. His fighting style was about the same, but he was slashing his sword about as well as ramming into things. Often, he jumped into the air and curled into a ball, with his blade spinning around and around. With every slash, he hopped into the air. Homing attacks were used to bridge gaps between himself and his foes. Sonic moved from egg pond to egg pond, as we helped some ponies evaporate. Sonic was fairly good with that sword. He was better than most ponies could be, but I assume hands helped. Even so, the Knight of the Wind started to struggle once the other robots started to team up on him. Go get him! Go help him! Twilight suggested. You sure you don't need my help? I asked. We'll be fine! Pinky chimed in. Besides, you're the only one who can keep up with him, AJ said. I got it! I saluted and then darted to Sonic. Hey, over here! I yelled to the metallic giants as I hovered in front of them. They turned to me and started to swing their hammers. I managed to zip between the strikes, but the distance between me and their tools kept getting smaller. Sonic was working his way toward me. After another dodge, I saw Sonic with knees bent and a magical ring around him. After that, he let loose a powerful and piercing slash. Fortunately, that distracted me for long enough that the egg pond had time to hit me. I expected it to hurt, but I only felt some pressure and a ring blasted out of me. I was falling down and couldn't recover. Sonic slashed through the egg pond, then hit me, and then went into a slide. He dropped his sword and caught me in his arms. Music stops. You alright? He asked when we stopped. Yeah, thanks Celestia for those rings. All the egg ponds were cleared out. So, is it over? Rarity came up along with the rest of our friends. Not quite. Not quite, a voice familiar to Sonic and I said. And since I feel bad for giving you a short chapter, here are 1,000 more words. Ha! Because a picture is worth 1,000 words, and it's a picture. Okay. That's the end of chapter 12. Hope you enjoyed it. Going to record chapter 13 now.
Chapter 13. Eggman, or Eggman. In front of us floated a man in a pod. The whole ensemble looked like an egg. The man wore a red jacket with white straps. At the end of each strap was a metallic, rectangular, and golden button. On his face were sunglasses and a bush of red hair. Behind him were 5 pods, also floating. Each had a red metal top and bottom, with shiny black glass between them. One was bigger than the rest, with several hexagonal holes in the bottom portion. "Eggman!" Sonic exclaimed. "Hoo hoo hoo hoo!" he gloated. "I see you've managed to dispose of my lovely creations. No matter. Hand over the Chaos Emeralds now!" "And the elements of harmony," a female voice entered. The big pod's reflective shield subsided. Inside was Chrysalis, a cocky grin on her face. "I see you know my associate," Eggman once again gloated. "Yeah, we know her," Twilight retorted. Eggman seemed to give us notice for the first time. After studying us, he proceeded to burst into laughter. So these are the keepers of the elements. I knew they would look odd, and I had already seen the rainbow-haired one, but this is ridiculous." "Don't mock them," Sonic shouted. "They've helped a lot." "Whatever. Hand the emeralds and the elements of harmony over, or your friends get it. A wicked smile was on Eggman's face. The other pods had their shields raised. Inside were four creatures similar to Sonic, each in their respective pods. They were just as Sonic had described them earlier. They were all lying motionless but barely conscious. I think this would be Amy? Sonic! The orange and pink creature mumbled. Just the emeralds! Sonic screamed. Fine! The elements are drained anyway. Eggman was smug. Just put the emeralds in the slot on Chrysalis's pod. Sonic grunted in frustration as he pulled the emeralds out. He reluctantly placed the emeralds inside. As he placed the last emerald, power surged to Chrysalis. Okay, I held my end of the bargain. Now you do yours, Sonic demanded. Yeah, not gonna happen, Eggman said. What? We all screamed. Oh, come now! Did you really expect me to give my word? He laughed. Now, watch as Chrysalis gets enough power to help Eggman Land become a reality! I had it with you, mister! Screamed an incredibly loud and angry voice. When we looked to the left, we saw a fierce look on Fluttershy's face. Her eyes were burning with rage, and her stance reflected it. Sonic was completely thrown off, but the rest of us had seen this before. Fluttershy flew up to Eggman to tell him off. You should be ashamed of yourself! She gave Eggman the stare. Eggman was completely paralyzed. First you hurt Sonic and his friends, then you make us go find the emeralds for you, and now this? Fluttershy went on. Sonic turned to me. What's going on? This seems so unlike her. Excuse me. This seems so unlike her. Normally you'd be right, but when she gets angry, which is very rarely, this is what happens, I explained. She can do what we call the stare. Basically, she stares, but it's so intense, I guess, that it makes ponies freeze in their tracks. Wow. Suddenly, Sonic smiled. We can use this to take the emeralds back and save my friends. Eggman could clearly hear Sonic and was trying to do something, but it was no use. The stare was too effective. Sonic ran to Chrysalis's pod. Quickly, he took the emeralds. It's no use. The pod already has all the power it needs, Eggman stuttered. Listen when I'm talking to you, Fluttershy scolded. Sonic, with the emeralds in tow, went up to another pod. Applejack, Twilight, and I went to the others. In front of Sonic was the orange creature. Tails, I think. In front of AJ lay a red creature somewhat similar to Sonic. Knuckles. Twilight stood in front of a pink hedgehog. Amy. In front of me was the black and red hedgehog, known as Shadow. Hang in there, buddy, Sonic said. Sonic pulled his fist back and started spinning his arms. Wait, what? Sonic pulled his fist back and started spinning his arm. I don't get it. Go! He yelled as he punched the... Oh, I get it. Go! He yelled as he punched the glass. The glass shattered into tiny pieces. The rest of us just bucked the glass. Well, looks like you saved your precious friends, Chrysalis's voice rang. But now that I've absorbed all that power, nothing can stop me! That was enough to snap Fluttershy out of her rage. She blushed in embarrassment and ran off to join us. As for our partnership, Doctor, Chrysalis walked towards Eggman, consider it void. Yeah, that was to be expected. Always. With that, she sent him flying into the sky. Why does this always happen? He yelled as he rocketed away. Now! I think it's supposed to be now. It says no witness. Now, witness the true ruler of the world! Chrysalis exclaimed. There really isn't actually a laugh. I just decided to put that there for dramatic effect. And with that, that concludes my reading of Sonic Boom to Sonic Rainboom for today. I will record chapter 14, 15, 16, and 14, 15, and 16, which I believe are the last couple chapters, later, and then you can watch those, or I'll record another story, and check out my other videos, subscribe if you want to. Go check out all my Brony friends, like Brony Fanfic or Multi Fanfic a Day. I'm not going to put any links in the description. They're pretty self-explanatory names that you can just find. They do great readings, and go subscribe to them because they're awesome people as well. And with that, I think until the next video, I will see you guys later! Brony on!